How's the last 2 weeks been since we saw you with your team?
Has it really? It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, because you went to Pac-12 Media Day.
It's been good. A little bit of everything. I've thought we've had some very, very, very intense, highly productive practices. I thought late last week, I'm not sure taking a step back is the right word, but I didn't think they were as high a level, quite frankly. And there's probably a lot of different reasons for that. We're throwing a lot of different things at our guys. And it was also, Saturday was practice 14. So with our exhibition game and our closed scrimmage, that's 2 of our 30 days. So really I have 28 practices, and that was smack dab 14, right? So you kind of get to the dog days a little bit. And I thought we had a very healthy film session yesterday. And, I'm not sure the players would say it was our best practice yesterday, but I think without a question as a coaching staff, we thought it was our best practice of the year yesterday. So that was great. Guys took accountability and want to be coached and looked in the mirror and responded in a great fashion. So we're getting better. And like I said, we're throwing a lot of different things at them, both offensively and defensively. And so it's exciting to see. We're a little over halfway now, but it's coming up quick. It's exciting that we have a closed scrimmage this week. And I think it gets our guys in a little bit of a frame of mind because you just are ready to play somebody else.
Craig, what are you hoping to get out of this not-so-secret scrimmage?
Yeah, the not-so-secret scrimmage, which per NCAA rules I can't comment on. But, we want to just see where we're at in so many ways, right? Scheme-wise, on offense and on defense. Obviously, you're consistently evaluating personnel. We do have and you guys have seen some practice, right? Not like over and over and over again, but you see it. And we have a lot of depth, and it's one of those things I think I alluded to 2 weeks ago where you have some, there's different days, different guys are like, whoa, like that's why we're recruiting them, or that's why, they can bring. And so just getting that high level of play consistently, effort for the most part's always been there with this group. I love the opponent we're playing just because we're very familiar with each other. They love what we do, and I think it really helps them prepare for different teams in their league and vice versa. Like the things that they do on offense and defense and how hard they play and how well they're coached, I think really helps us know what we're doing well, and maybe some areas where we got exposed in that scrimmage to go back to work. Because I think after that scrimmage, we have about 8 or 9 practices before the exhibition game. And then, 3 practices later, we're playing for real. So these things are so invaluable. And then the last part, and I know this is a long answer, but just I think, there's 8 guys that have never worn a running Utes uniform before, right? And as the dress rehearsal where you see another opponent, you kind of get that vibe, right? It'll feel like last year in terms of games with nobody in the stands, but you're playing another opponent. And so they'll find out exactly starting on Thursday how we prepare for teams, whether it's our practice, walking through their stuff, our scouting reports, how we watch film on our opponents, and all that preparation that goes into it. So they're going to get a firsthand look for the first time as to how we go through that whole process.
You get a sense that your guys are kind of chomping at the bit to see somebody else, not just their teammates?
Without a question. These guys, with the exception of Lazar Stefanovic, who is not here this summer, right. These guys have 8 weeks of summer workouts, lifting together, and they get along really, really well. But lifting and going at it in individual skill development workouts and playing 5-on-5, 4-on-4, 3-on-3, etc. And then obviously the 15 practices, then all the fall and then the 15 practices, they're ready to to play someone, see someone new.
With practices and everything going on, and you've been in this for a long time, what's the rotational situation look like? Is that always changing? Is the scrimmage supposed to kind of help with that, or where are you at right now?
Yeah, I'm a little bit all over the map right now, which is a good thing. I think we have some depth and we have some different guys that really bring different things to the table. And so still trying to figure out, I think I might have said this before, the Conehead lineup, with the movie Miracle, and who has synergy together. If you said today, like, who's your starting 5, I couldn't tell you, and so that's one thing I've been really, my wife was out of town this weekend. I got some time to really sit there and, just be thinking, watch a ton of film over the last 10 days or so of all of our practices again, just what am I missing? What are we, and obviously in meetings with our staff that way. So that's not coaches speak, legitimately we're still really trying to dial in who we're playing, and everybody's going to play, right? But who does what when the lights are on, so to speak? Is it different than what they've been doing in practice? Is it the same? Hopefully it's the same, and we keep getting better.
Obviously you've talked about the high tempo and wanting to be the running Utes and everything that way. How important is it for you, to be a physical team? A few years here, they were out rebounded several times. They kind of got beat up down there.
Yeah.
How important is that for you?
It's incredibly important. Our teams have always been known for their level of physicality, level of mental toughness, physical toughness. I think you can see with our guys when you come in here, we got, I think, a little more girth and size to us. We are a big team. David Jenkins, our shortest guy at 6'2", but he's a bowling ball. Like, he's a strong, sturdy dude. And you can see those gains that way. And so rebounding is a huge thing. Our teams have always been high level rebounding teams, whether it was Utah State, Mayville State, University of South Dakota. And certainly our program last year was at the bottom of the league. In offense rebounding, I think we were 12th. Overall rebounding, we were 11th and 12th. In defense rebounding, I think we were 10th. And so you got to be able to finish plays. You got to be able to finish possessions. You got to be able to play with a level of physicality.
With you guys being picked to finish 10th in the poll, I know that it's voted on by the media and all that, but
Yeah.
you were in that similar spot when you first took over the Aggie program. Does that kind of help you as you guys go into this first year?
Well, I don't know if it helps our guys. It's very familiar footing for me because whether Mayville State, we were picked last my first year, South Dakota, we were picked second to last our first year, which was a compliment. Utah State, we were picked 9th out of 11, and here 10th out of 12. So it's like, that's what I think everybody would agree we expected as knowledgeable fans. And polls are polls, though. I've always said that, like, polls, especially preseason when nobody's tipped it off, there's so much roster turnover all over the conference, certainly our league. There's high expectations in this conference after what we did in the NCAA tournament. There should be. But I've always said this, preseason polls aren't the begin all and end all, but it does tell you one thing, right? And it tells you the level of respect that your program currently has at that time. And the only way you get respect is you got to go earn respect. I don't care what you're doing in life. Like, you got to earn respect. You don't just, here you go, here's your respect. You got to go prove it. You got to prove it every day in practice. You got to go prove it every game that you go out. That's not lip spot. That's the facts. You got to prove it to your fans, And so that's our mantra. We got to go earn everything we get. And if we do that, great things will happen.
Coach, I know you can't talk about the prospect that you brought in over the weekend, but just how nice was it to bring in an official visitor, in your recruiting efforts, to bring guys in to campus and just kind of show them around? Yeah,
it always feels great when you can bring a prospective student athlete onto our campus. Our campus is amazing. I love it when they can come to a football game, whether they know football, don't know football. It's the whole the college athletics, all the pageantry, the pomp and circumstance that goes with it. They get to see our fan base and what it's about in that kind of environment. And I think it's even accentuated this year just because of everything we all went through last year, right, with COVID and not being able to be at the game. So, anytime we get to show off our campus and allow prospects, whether they're going to be seniors, going to be juniors, going to be sophomore, whatever that is, and let them to look under the hood to see what our program is about, meet our student athletes in our program, meet all of our coaches and everybody that swarms it. It's an exciting thing.
You talked about ironing out the rotation a little bit, figuring out what's going on there. With the high turnover rate, you only have a few guys who were here last year, and even fewer that were in the rotation for the team last year. How much priority are you giving to those players when you're talking about the rotation? Are you viewing it as an open competition for everybody, or is it priority to some of the guys?
No, it's wide open competition, and I can tell you, if you scripted and wrote down every lineup that we've used in practice in 5-on-5, we're mixing it up all the time to see kind of what sticks and who has synergy. But it's, right, you got to earn it, man. Like, this isn't, I don't care what your merits are or what your accolades are. Like, that's all in the past. Like, my brother sells insurance. He almost every year gets to go out and, oh, hey, I'm going to renew, or, you get it until they cancel you. That's not how it works. It doesn't matter what we did in our past as coaches. We got to go earn it this year. And it doesn't matter what we did this year. You got to go earn it next year. And it's the same with our players. You can't just stop and relax. Like, you got to prove yourself on a day-to-day basis. And so it's been open trial. I don't care if you're a quote-unquote walk-on. I don't care if you're a scholarship guy. I don't care if you average 17 a game or 10 a game. You got to go prove it. And so, and that's what's been exciting, is I think we've really pushed each other and helped make each other better, because competition, right? Bring on the competition. Competition makes you better.